So before I begin this review, I'm gonna get out all of my live action Disney remakes and put them on my display. That's it. Mulan is the latest live action Disney remake, and it stars Yifei Liu. I am sorry that I completely butchered that, but that's the best I can do. It stars her as the title character that we all know and love from the original. And I'm assuming that everybody knows the plot of this movie going in. When war breaks out in China, every single family must contribute one man to join the army, and her father being the only man being super old and sickly, Mulan decides to take his place illegally and joins disguised as a man. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows the plot of Mulan. I don't know why I'm recapping that anyway. This was one of my most anticipated movies of the year, if I'm being honest. It was probably number 3, if I remember correctly. Yeah, number 3. I haven't been this hyped for a live-action Disney remake since The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is my favorite out of all of them. And right now, it's really the only one besides Pete's Dragon that I really like. This movie feels soulless, honestly. It's not like this movie is terrible. I wouldn't, like, there's definitely worse Disney live-action remakes than this. But this movie feels very soulless compared to the original. Disney did a really bad job at marketing this film as being based on the Ballad of Mulan. They said they were going for a more realistic approach, which many assumed, including myself, that they were trying to adapt the original like the real story. And you can imagine how ridiculous I thought when they included a witch. Yep, sub out the talking dragon and the cricket for a witch. That's so true to the real story of Mulan, Disney. No, actually, they did base it off of the Ballad of Mulan. That's the legend, not the actual history of it. Let's get the positives out of the way. Sometimes the action can look pretty cool, but that can also be ruined by some pretty choppy editing. This movie has already been picked to death by memes in regards to the editing and the choppiness of it. If you've seen some of that, it's kind of a spoiler that I've seen. I've seen some memes that are big spoilers for the movie, actually. But it basically is just like showing how bad the actual choppiness of the editing is. And so, yeah, you know what you're walking into, I guess, if you see that. Other than that, really the only other praise I can give to this movie is the some of the acting performances. Yifei Liu, I'm so sorry. She does an alright job as Mulan. Nowhere near as charismatic as the original animation, but I guess if we're going for a more down-to-earth approach for her, then I guess she gets the job done. More notable performances are Donnie Yen as the commander and Jet Li as the emperor. They're not like big standouts, I would say, but they did a decent job. Probably the most interesting character walking out of this movie that I really got the biggest takeaway from was Li Gong as the witch. She added a weight of depth to this movie that I did not see coming. I really, really liked her as this character. And yeah, this was a great twist that I never saw coming. It kind of reminded me of the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. You kind of think she's one note at first, but then like layers and layers of character depth kind of come spewing out later into the film. And yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting addition. Easily my favorite performance in this whole movie, though, is Sima as Mulan's father. He does such an amazing job at playing this character. Really captured the spirit of what this character has always been mythologically and in regards to adapting it from the previous source materials. But unfortunately, a lot of the characters in this movie feel very underrealized compared to the animation. I actually rewatched the animation after watching this movie, and I thought it was superior in almost every single way. And I never grew up with that movie, but I liked it, and now I actually really like it, and I want to buy it. So then I can't say the same about this movie. Disney has made note of a lot of on-set location shooting, and I love that. I do love the idea of shooting this movie on location for its grand scope. But the shots that aren't shot on location and are shot on a green screen film studio are extremely noticeable. It really took me out of the movie every single time I saw a shot like that. As I mentioned earlier, they took Mushu out of this movie. They took the ancestor ghosts out of this movie. They took a lot of the original animation out of this movie, mostly, I believe, because China did not like that at all, and they didn't go see that movie. And so I assume they were just trying to pander to the Chinese audience. I think that's, I'm all for change, but I really hope that change contributes more to it. I like the witch character, like I said, but they replace Mushu with a phoenix that does jack shit. My biggest flaw with this movie has to do with how Disney overall handled the character of Mulan. Disney has had a trend lately of creating Mary Sues. We see this with Rey in the Star Wars movies, we see it with Elsa in the Frozen movies, and now they have taken one of their most beloved heroines in the whole Disney canon, and they have made her less special by saying she is more special. Mulan is no longer a normal person that overcame her adversities. Now she is skilled because she was born skilled with the power of Qi. It was really a massive disconnect for the character for me. Also with the less charismatic performance from the lead actress, it was easily not as good as the original. This whole movie was not as good as the original. My overall consensus is that you wait till December when this movie is free to stream on Disney Plus if you're interested. There are a few redeeming qualities that I would give it. And if you don't want to wait that long, you know what? Go see Tenet again. Or you could also watch a really much better movie on Disney Plus that just came out. Go watch Phineas and Ferb, Candace Against the Universe. That movie's fun. I'm not going to review it, but go watch it. That one's a lot of fun. I'm going to give Mulan 2020 a C. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Please like and subscribe. Do what you gotta do. We gotta grow this thing. Yep. Have a nice one.